Yay, welcome, welcome. So glad you guys could all jump on. And we're going to record this so that more people can watch, the ones who want to watch it can. First, I wanted to go over just a few like dates and things that are coming up real quick, just as a reminder for everybody. So we have a team challenge group starting up August 22nd, which is next Monday. So it's coming up quickly. So make sure you're inviting to that. I'm getting some feedback. I don't know if you want to mute everybody. And then we have a What is Coaching sneak peek coming up on August 30th. That is a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So be sure you're inviting to that as well. Use these tools. These tools are here to help you. If you think you have to do this on your own, then I promise this business is so much harder. But if we can work together as a team and you use these tools and these opportunities to invite to, it helps so much. And then kind of a sneak peek into the future. In September, we are going to do another gut protocol launch, which is super exciting because I feel like the gut protocol launch that happened in March was so fast because Fire and Flow was right behind it. So we are going to hit it hard again. I know there's so many people who want to narrow down on their nutrition, and this will be perfect right before the holidays. So September 12th is the date that we have set for that. So make sure you write that down on your calendars so that you can start inviting to that as well. It's kind of nice to switch gears from a fitness focused like Lift More group and switch gears into a nutrition group so that you can kind of focus on different types of people or what people are interested in. So you're not hounding the same people over and over and over again, or that's what I think anyway. So, and then team calls. We are going to have team calls every week on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So be sure to try to keep that open in your calendar. If you can shift and have your lunch maybe during that time, if you're working, I don't know how flexible your schedules are, but try to get that in. We just want to connect as a team again and kind of build that community. We haven't done this for a really long time. So we're hoping we can get lots of everyone on here. So I love team calls. Honestly, I don't love hosting them, but I'm here and I'm doing it and I'm out of my comfort zone. This actually isn't so bad. But it's going to be short and sweet and to the point. And I hope that it's effective and you learn something and you can take something and put it into action. And that's kind of our goal, is to not waste each other's time. So with that being said, this call is one that I learned from Summit. It actually wasn't from Summit. It was from can't even remember what it's called before Summit. Moira Kusaba, who is one of the top coaches of Beachbody. She did this talk or whatever. And I loved it. And so I wanted to share it with everybody who wasn't able to go to that. And if you were, I would love for you to chime in and tell me your thoughts and your takeaways too. So she said, we get energy from our thinking. Time and energy is everything. If we are negative, if we are down on ourselves, if we are complaining all the time, then that's what our life is going to be. Right? It's going to be negative and it's not going to be fun and we're going to be dragging and it's going to be so hard. But if we focus on the good energy and we focus on the possibilities instead of the problems, then our day is going to go so much better, so much better. So time and energy is everything. So make sure you're focusing on the right type of energy. Yeah. So she shared the 5-minute time ninja process, and I want to share that with you. If you have a piece of paper, get it out, full sheet of paper, and you're going to just make a big X in it. So it looks like this. So a big X here, and you're going to break it up into 4 categories. So we all, if you're a mom, if you're a student, if you're working, if you're a wife, if you're whoever you are, whatever you do, we all wear different hats throughout the day, right? Especially if you're a mom. You wear a coach hat, you wear a mom hat, you wear a wife hat, you wear like a housewife hat, right? Like doing all the chores and stuff. So when we do all those things, sometimes we wake up and we feel overwhelmed and we feel like bogged down because we don't know where to start. So this process really helps us break things down so we know where to start. So it's huge and it's super helpful so that we can get the most important things done throughout the day. And then if we have other things on our list, and if we don't get to them, that's okay. We can bump into tomorrow, but we know that we're getting the most important things done. And if we can get it all done that day, then even better, right? So everybody's created this X, right, on their paper. I have my 4 categories listed. One is mom, one is house, one is personal training, because I do some personal training still at home. So that's kind of my other job, I guess. And then coach, of course, my coach. And honestly, coaching probably takes up half of my day. Mom takes up maybe the other half. Now my kids are in school, so I feel like I'm in this transition period. So I'm trying to refigure out my schedule with my kids all leaving at different times and all coming home at different times. So I'm still kind of juggling. So it's not perfect and it won't be for a few weeks. And I know that. So I'm giving myself grace and I'm just trying to figure it out, because the faster I can get this figured out and to being the most effective mom and coach I can be, then the better off I am, and the more successful I will feel, the more productive I will feel. So she says to write all of your different hats down. So I guess if you have more than 4, then divide it up into even more squares, but hopefully 4 is your max. Even for me, like personal training, I do it, but it's only like an hour or 2 a day. And so I don't feel like it's huge time chunks out of my day, if that makes sense. So I could even switch that one out if I needed to. Okay. So you want to time block your days. So if you have coaching hours, you should have coaching hours, because this is your job, right? We have to treat coaching like our job. So when are you going to do your power hour? You need to write that down in your block. When are you going to do, like, what are you going to do during your power hour? Most power hours are pretty similar, but are you going to do 1 power hour a day? Are you going to do 2 power hours a day? I know for me, I don't create my posts during my power hour. I usually take different time during my power hour, or a different time during the day to do that. So I have broken mine up a little bit differently. So this is my day for today. Today is completely different than what it looks like tomorrow and what it looked like yesterday, just because I'm going to be at softball games from 4:15 until 10 p.m. tonight. So I will actually be able to work a little bit in the cracks of my day there, which typically I'm not able to. So every day is going to probably look different. So that's why this is important, to just kind of do it in the morning and just kind of plan out your day so that you can just divide and conquer and figure out what's most important, right? So for me, I'm just going to kind of quickly go over mine, so maybe it will kind of give you some ideas. So I mom from 6:30 to 8:30. That's like when my kids are getting up, I'm getting them off to school, taking them to school, making them breakfast, make sure they're ready, getting their hair done, all of that mom stuff. While I'm doing that though, I'm also, because my kids are a little bit older, so they're a little more independent. So I can unload the dishwasher while they're eating breakfast, right? I can load the dishwasher. I can clean up the kitchen if I didn't get to it the night before. So I feel like I can mom and kind of do a little bit of the house or throw in a load of laundry or something while they're getting ready in those 2 hours in the morning, which really, really helps me feel like I'm on top of my household stuff. And I'm not just standing around wasting time wondering when they're going to be ready. Then I take my kids to school. After that, then I usually do some training. And then I sit down to coach. And that's when I upload to my stories. That's when I check my back office. I check my back office every day, and I highly recommend that you do too. Just make it a habit. And then I try to respond to messages as much as possible. When I respond to messages, I try to, on my tracker, there's a box that says cleared my inbox, I want to be able to check that off like earlier in the morning, just so that I know I've cleared it out. So, because I try to get back to messages at least within 24 hours, right? And so that's kind of that. Then Easton usually comes home for lunch. I chit chat with him. I'm kind of on mom time again, and I'll unload the dishwasher if I loaded it, all of that stuff. So I kind of do a few things there. And then I go back to my coach time in the afternoon. And that's when I send invites out. That's when I create reels and posts. That's when I check into my accountability group. And today, obviously, I'm doing a team call, right? So that was a big chunk of today's coach time, which is great because we get to connect. So every day is going to be different. And then at 3:00, that's when my kids start coming home from school, and I put my mom hat back on, and that's when I'm taking and picking up. That's when I'm dropping them off to activities. That's when I'm giving them after school snacks, whatever. Making dinner, all of that stuff during mom time, and then kind of go from there. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of how you're supposed to kind of chunk your day so that you can schedule your time a little bit better. Moira highly recommends that you don't wear two hats at once. And what she means by that is don't be on mom time, but messaging somebody back and have your coach hat on too. Does that make sense? Don't have your mom hat and your coach hat on at the same time. I know this is a big struggle for me, because if I think, oh, I've got 3 minutes, I can hurry and message them back. Almost always my youngest will be like, Mom, what are you doing? Mom, mom, mom. And that's when you start to feel guilty, like, oh, I'm on my phone all the time. Just don't be. That's okay. Their message can wait. You can get back to them when you're on coach time, right? So that was a huge thing. And I really like that she said that, because it's a really good reminder for me, is to just wear one hat at a time. But also, so here we see Jenny with her son, right? And she's on coach time, but she's being a mom also. So she is wearing a coach hat, but hopefully she had a conversation with him before and said, hey, mommy has this call for work that she needs to jump on, right? So that they understand that it's going to start and it's going to stop. And this is her time at work, right? Little kids can understand if we communicate with them. We just have to make sure that we do communicate and we're not trying to sneak it in here or there. Otherwise, they feel like we are always on the phone. Okay. Another big thing that Moira hit in her little talk that I absolutely loved, and Nicole has heard me say this probably 10 times, I think, since Summit, but she says the return on investment on complaining is 0. And sometimes it's even negative, right? There is no return on investment in complaining. So I've really, since coming home from Summit, I have really, really tried not to be the complainer, not to be the one that's thinking of, oh my gosh, this is so hard, because that is not fun. That mindset is not fun. So I really try to think of the positive. And she said the difference between an elite coach and a brand new coach isn't what we do during the day. It's not our power hours. It's not any of that. The difference is our mode of thinking. The elite coaches don't focus on the problem. They focus on the outcome. They focus on the progress. They focus on the positive side of things and how they can fix it. They're not focusing just on the problem. And I feel like as we're learning and growing, a lot of us tend to get stuck in the problem, and that's where we stay, right? And we don't move forward and try to figure out the outcome or try to figure out the solution. So really, really, I challenge all of us to really focus on not complaining. Talking about it is one thing, but complaining about it over and over and over again and getting stuck, I really challenge us all to kind of get that out of our mindset so that we can keep progressing and moving forward and having that positive mindset so that we can think like an elite coach, because we all are able and we all are eligible to be elite coaches if that's what you want this business to be. So this is, everybody can make this business what you want, and elite has been on my dream board for several years now, and I haven't quite reached it. So I know that the mindset of everything, I'm still working on that, still a work in progress, but we all need to think of the positive. We need to check our energy, and everything we go through is going to have a good side and it's going to have a bad side. But what we focus on is really what our life will become. What we focus on is where our energy is going to turn to. So if we keep complaining, our energy is going to go towards that negative. If we keep it positive and we focus on the good, then our energy will go towards the good, and life will be so much better. Even if it's really, really hard, it will still be so much better. So I love that. And then she has 3 musts for success that she mentioned that I loved. And number 1 is change the way you think. Things are happening for me. They are not happening to me. We are not the victims. Things are happening for me so that we can learn and grow and progress, which I absolutely loved. Number 2 is we must have a transformation. And I know a lot of us think, I don't have a transformation, or I haven't been able to get a transformation. It doesn't have to be a physical transformation. It can be a soul transformation. It can be a mindset transformation. It can be any kind of how your nutrition has changed. That's a transformation, right? So any kind of transformation, it doesn't have to be just a physical transformation. So that was number 2. And number 3 is we must have a vision to be successful so that we can continue to learn and grow into the person that we want to be. So find something that fuels you. Make sure you have a vision so big that you cannot do it alone, and make sure that you have a vision that you need a team to help you get there so that you can help them get to their vision as well. Write something down, write it down every day in a positive way. An I am statement. I am a 5-star Diamond Elite coach. I am a coach that brings on 3 to 5 coaches every single month. I am making $10,000 every single month, right? Those are great visions. Make it something that fuels your body, that keeps you motivated and keeps you pushing, so that when it gets hard and all we want to do is complain, we can remember that those positive things, that's why we're here, and we need to just get over those hurdles and focus on how to solve the problem. So that's it. That's all I have. But I just loved that. And I love that I get to teach that to everybody, because I feel like we learn more when we teach. And it's such a good reminder for me, since Summit was a month away. It seems like 4 months ago already. It's crazy. When you get home, you get lost in the cycle of life, I guess. But does anybody have anything that they want to add to that, or questions? Or I know Katie, Brenna, Jenny, you were there too, right? No? Okay. We can take a picture.